Welcome to the Warren Cycling Podcast. My name is Dean Warren. I'm in Sarasota, Florida today.
And I'm Randy Warren, and I'm in Asheville, North Carolina.
And this is episode 365 of the Warren Cycling Podcast. It is the 2nd of September, 2024, and it's Labor Day here in the U.S. Happy Labor Day, Randy.
Yeah, happy Labor Day to you, Dean.
Yeah, you're doing a lot of work today, aren't you, on Labor Day?
Yeah, we did a ride this morning, though. Traditionally, we do the Tour to Apple, a short, and they have many versions, but we do the 25-mile version with Maddie and I on the tandem and Carrie on her bike. And so, that's usually, and even the last 3 years I've been at the Metro Atlanta Cycling Club's One Love Century.
Right. One Love Century weekend.
You were there last year too. Yeah, for what, Wednesday,
the kickoff,
right? Yeah. Just the first day. Yeah.
Just the first day. Yeah. That's a big event.
Yep, but not this year for me. So, but last year I also caught COVID there and wasn't able to go to Gravel Nationals because of it. So,
Dang.
I'm playing it safer this.
I thought it was just UCI Fondo World Championships, Grand Fondo World Championships in Denmark. Because there's a rider I think I followed because of the One Love Century. I got a bunch of new Strava followers and following others back, and one of them was at the Grand Fondo World Championships in Denmark. She said she was in the lead group until she got bumped off the road on the last climb. But it's in Denmark, so I know there ain't climbs in Denmark.
Yeah, I didn't target that one at all because it's a crapshoot course. Any course that doesn't have selective terrain on it, I've heard that they're just mayhem. You get 100 people per age group, 200 people per age group, and there's so many strong people that are there, and people are throwing elbows, hips.
That's why she probably got bumped off.
Yeah.
The road. Yeah. Because there were a lot of people together still in the last climb. Yeah.
Well, not but like you said, it probably wasn't much of a climb, so it wasn't selective. It didn't have much. Yeah. So. And it's same thing I heard in Scotland last year was tough that way too, and in other years where it's been in other places too. So that's interesting. It's early this year. If it happened already this time, August 29th, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's usually it's in. I think when I went it was in October, and I'm thinking maybe you get to go next year in Australia, which uses Amy's Grand Fondo, which has got a couple selective climbs and then a flat section towards the finish. So. That might be a good one to go in, but I think it's already on my calendar, but I think it's in September or October. So, that's early this year for sure.
It should be their spring.
Although last year they had it earlier yet because it was in Scotland along with all the other world championships. And so it was the beginning of August. Yeah, so that was even earlier yet. I wasn't even on my radar, to be honest, which is terrible because I've gone and I pay attention to that kind of stuff. And I'll be going to the Grand Fondo National Championships in 2 weeks here. And if I win that, then I'll qualify for the Worlds. If I don't win that, I have to go to another event to qualify. So, So,
right. Well, in light of Labor Day, we're going to try to condense this down and make it a shorter version of our podcast. And I try not to ask you too many questions that might lead you down different trails there. So, we'll talk about the Vuelta España. It's got one. You already
have those. See, I've already opened this website up, and I'm still doing my taxes for last year, and this is going to detract from me because I'm going to want to see who did what the results were, and So, but you're right. So the Vuelta is on its second rest day. Pretty tight. Made tighter by penalties and. Breakaways, and you got a picture of a surprise winner who's won 2 stages now is a new climbing sensation.
Yeah, but the crazy thing though, this is Pablo Castrillo, and he rides for Kern Farmer. That were the first wins for Kern Farmer this year.
Ever in a Grand Tour.
First 2 wins, and first ever in a Grand Tour, and climbing sensation. But he's not a climber. He's not a pure climber.
No,
he weighs 74 kilograms.
Well, in the first stage he won, he kept getting dropped.
He was in a breakaway.
Caught back on an attack.
Breakaway. Well, he was breakaway both times, but
yeah. The first time it was more because, he only had to hold it, but people were watching each other. The second time a little more so, but then he got caught again.
Vlasov came up to him and just dug it in. I think the announcers thought though he was looking back too much. Looking back all the time. Looking back. I couldn't believe it. How is this possible? I'm like, how is this going to happen? Yeah.
Yeah. And their patriarch, I don't remember his name, but one of the founders of the team, and they just passed away like 2 days before the first win. So,
yeah.
And he's already signed a contract with somebody.
That's what I was looking. He signed through 2024 with Current Farmer. He's 23
but,
years old.
Yeah.
So,
but the rumor is that he signed a contract with Ineos for next year.
Right. Well, so yeah, I guess the big focus though is on Ben O'Connor still holding on to the red jersey, the leader's jersey, losing some time, just a little bit of time because of the time penalty Primoz Roglic incurred by
mitigating
that. Yeah. A bike change to a bike that has one bike, I guess, a climbing bike.
One by easier gears, lighter wheels, so it's probably at the UCI limit, but the other bike might have been half a kilogram higher or something like that. So, but and Roglic said he did appreciate the easier gears at the end. It was much easier. He said it wasn't worth it. He wouldn't do it again, but it was much easier to climb the last few kilometers of super steep pitches. So he had a good attitude about it.
But he came into the climb a little tired because he did it like 23 kilometers to go. It took like 4 kilometers for him to get all the way back up to like the.
But he wasn't too tired because he drafted off his own team car. So
yeah, that's crazy stuff. So I don't know. I was thinking a little conspiracy theory in a way that the Vuelta is saying to him, "All right, I know you're coming. You're gonna probably overtake Ben O'Connor. Just hold off just a little longer.
Yeah.
Don't do it yet. Let's keep this in suspense all the way to the final weekend. But actually, Tuesday it could unravel again for Ben O'Connor. But man, he's hanging tough. Right, he's doing what he has to do.
Right. It looks like Tuesday, Saturday, and then Sunday would be the days that could make a difference, but you never know in this Vuelta, that something could happen.
I think time trial wise, though, how much time would he need?
It's a good time trial. It's a flat time trial. He's not a Roglic, but maybe 30 seconds even. He has if he has and oftentimes you'll have the time trial of your life when you're in the red jersey. So yeah, I'd say he probably needs at least 30 seconds.
Well,
but you know what?
We'll find out a lot more on Tuesday.
Yeah. Right. You never know because he could.
Yeah.
I think it's unlikely he'll gain more time, but it could happen though too.
It could, yeah.
Roglic definitely isn't dominating. He seems like clearly the strongest, but he's also Moss dropped him.
Right. And Moss that's like
caught back up, but
a new fast attacking and gaining on his rivals where he's usually just following. So
yeah,
he's having a great Vuelta. Wow, yeah, it's so tight those last for the podium too. So it's been just really interesting, fun, and exciting racing all the way through, and it should be all the way to the end.
Yeah, we hope so. I mean, the last time trial, for sure, if not for the top spot, but for sure, hopefully the time trial will make a difference for the overall. Yeah, but there's so many people there, because behind O'Connor and Roglic, Moss, Carapaz, Landa, Lipowitz, who's on Bora and Zero, has been climbing great too.
Well, so like you said, Pablo Castrillo was like drop coming out. Lipowitz, he was like back, and lots of riders like how many times has Mark Soler been like dropping off and then coming up? So this is the race for coming back after you think you're done.
Yeah, Gadu, Rodriguez, Skelmos, who also and he's a good time trialist, and then
a very good time trialist.
Sivakov, Yates, and then Kuss. So Kuss is up to 12th now. I think
not close enough.
No, I think it might be.
You would have to ride away on Tuesday or Saturday. You have to be able to put in a really awesome climb and ride away from. But he hasn't shown that form yet to do.
No, so. Unfortunately, 7:08 back too, and Yates is the next closest to him. A minute and a half, so 5:34 back, and then it gets much tighter after that. So it's really tight to the top 11, and then Kuss is the first one who's more than 30 seconds back after that. So. He would almost need to get away and gain 5 minutes or 3 minutes or 2 or 3 minutes to be then in the mix but he'll lose time in the last day too in the time trial. He was 52nd or something in the opening time trial. So
short time, right? I mean for Kuss after winning it last year, I think a podium would be really great for him, but even top 5 probably pretty good, but anything closer than that, I don't think means so much after winning it last year. Do you?
Yeah. I think he'll be fortunate to get to the top 10, to be honest, because it's so tight. It's so tight in the top 11. So, like you said, if he gets into, it's likely. I mean, I think the whole second week, a break won every time, wasn't it? Like there was never not a break winning the stage. So, if that happens again and Kuss is in the break and Gaydon's, at least 2 minutes, 3 minutes, then he'll be in the mix, and then he can maybe get top 10 then. But unless that happens, I don't see it happening.
No, probably not. I saw Riley Sheehan was in the break the other day, so that's good. He's made it through the second rest day. I mean, he's already gone further than any other tour he's done before, so he's got Madrid in his sights, so it's good to see him still going well. Brandon McNulty was off in the break and then unfortunately crashed, slid out on a corner, went over guardrail, but fortunately just
under it, but under the
guardrail, but into the bushes. He didn't go.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, Jay Vine was just right behind him. So and then Riccatello is still showing some signs of doing pretty well, but not where he was hoping to before. But it's a good, last week might be good for him too, with the climbing day especially.
Yeah, he's an hour back at 34th, so, and he's been in some breaks.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, he would definitely, I mean, he's gonna be searching for breaks for sure. So
right, to get a stage. All right. Yeah, well, man, the Vuelta should be a good finale week, a final week. We're looking forward to it, and wow, every day is gonna be exciting, I think.
Yeah, it's been so far, except for the sprints. I mean, Caden Groves did get a win the other day, beat Walt Bernard. Apparently, he was cramping in the finish, but because he pulled ahead of him, and then Caden Groves came back. And I guess Walt said he cramped. So still
bike throws early because he didn't see the line. He cramps up. But he won some good stages too.
4 stages, right?
3
stages. Okay.
Yeah.
He's saved it for Visma, at least. Like they've had a less than stellar Grand Tour season. So and I think they were hoping that Sepp would have saved them this, and he hasn't. But Walt has. So it's
it's good he came. Yeah.
And he's still technically in the Mountains jersey. He's tied right now. But he's on count back, he's in first still, and he's got a commanding lead in the points jersey. So they're doing okay. So for a down year, they're doing okay.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, we're gonna just wrap up through the rest of the things going on. The Renui Tour finished up, and what was it? All Lidl Trek? No, that was all at the Deutschland Tour. Renui Tour. Shoot, I lost that one. Oh, that's because I'm looking at the start list for the Tour of Britain that's coming up next.
Oh, yeah.
Project Echelon's going to be there, but not Tyler Seitz, who just signed with Caja Rural. So that's some nice news there. Tyler Seitz, after winning a bunch here in the U.S. and some races in Greece and other races in Europe, to get a contract with a European team.
Is it a mid-season transfer, or will it be for next year?
I think for next year.
Yeah. Okay.
So
he's had a great last couple of years. So he's earned that spot for sure.
Yeah, so Arnaud Delis got stage 5 at the Renui Tour. It was pretty much sprints every day, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think the last day was the only day that was really decisive, maybe, because Delis got it, but it was all broken up at the end there too. So Tim Wellens was second, and he moved into the overall lead, so he got the overall win. But yeah, it was pretty close. I mean, Wellens won by 40 seconds over Mark Sargent. But you're right. But it's Sigart. Sorry. But it was out of Alec. Sorry, Sigart. I don't know where we got the Mark Sargent there. But yeah, it was very close behind that. 40, 42, 51, 55, 57, 58. So the last stage really made the big difference there.
Yeah.
A lot of good people.
Milan got a couple wins. Jasper Philipsen got a win.
Yeah, Milan got the Milan didn't get the points jersey though. Philipsen got the points jersey with the lead in second, so you had to be consistent, I guess, throughout it.
Yeah, it was more of a sprinter's race for sure.
Oh, for sure. But Sheffield though actually did okay though in a couple stages. He ended up not doing so well overall, but he was up there. So
yeah, well, the time trial he did really well. He's second. So
yeah.
The big news, I guess, for U.S. cycling fans, maybe at the World Championships, we got some gold medals, right? You've got the picture behind of the team relay, which broke the European string of winning that event.
Either the French or the Swiss had won 5 apiece for the last 10 years. So Christopher Blevins, Hallie Batten, Braden Johnson, Maddie Monroe, Nico Conaxi, and Vida Lopez de San Roman. So they have to have one each from the men and women in the elite, U23, and juniors, and they won by like 3 seconds. It was really tight.
Well, our U23 men, the first time they had U23 men event, right?
Yes, they had World Championships.
Yeah, and we took first and second, so crushed that one.
And we didn't. It didn't do as well in other things, but we were world champions. We brought home, world championships in the team event. So that's something that has been going on for a while.
There's a bunch of medals then. But they don't count one for each one in the medal count, do they?
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, but it's just medals though, and jerseys. 6 people have jerseys now, so it's super nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. I think we're gonna wrap it up, right? Because you got work to do. You got a big trip. We got. Because we have to wish at least it's the 2nd of September, but 3rd on the list and 5th on the list. Retired active American. I just turned it over. It's for the 3rd, isn't it? Because we're after midnight in New York now.
Just past. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, for the 3rd. I don't know how fast people listen to a podcast, but September birthdays are pretty good for Americans because we've got Fred Rodriguez, Niels Paulus, Jason McCartney, and Skylar Schneider all celebrating their birthday.
Wow.
On the 3rd of September. So that's a pretty good class.
Yeah, Fred Rodriguez, he was a couple-time national champion in the road race, but he raced for Mapei and was second in Mont San Remo, and he was really, really good in Europe at a time when we weren't paying as much attention to what people are doing in Europe, at least not in the Grand Tours.
He won a stage at the Giro d'Italia.
Yeah, and that was a time when there was, Kipucci there was some really good sprinters he was going up against on a regular basis. So he was a good.
Cipollini,
what did I say? Kipucci? Oh, yeah. He could easily beat Kipucci in any sprint, I'm sure.
Yeah. Fred Rodriguez,
Yep.
One of our best sprinters ever.
Yeah, and Nielsen Paulus is one of our current best riders who's having a kind of an off year this year with a knee injury early on, and this hasn't really come into a good form. But certainly, he won San Sebastian. He's done really well. He's in the polka dot jersey in the Tour, so still young, 28, couple of years left to do well. Oh, real quick too, Fred Rodriguez, he's doing a lot of work with junior riders now too, so he's still active in the sport. He lives in the Bay Area, and he's contributing too now still.
Excellent. Jason McCartney, 51. Wow. He's won a stage at the Tour of Georgia, Vuelta Portugal, and Vuelta Ciclista España. He won a Tour of Spain stage. That's pretty big.
It is huge. Yeah.
Forget about some of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 1 though is a guy who's 100.
Antoine Warren.
Yeah, 100.
Born back in 1924. I won the Giro de Sardinia.
Yeah.
Back in 58.
And
a stage of the Giro d'Italia.
Yeah. 100 years.
Two stages of the Tour de France. Yeah.
Yeah, was super active in the late. He actually started racing professionally in 47 and didn't retire until 61.
Wow.
Just after.
Well, Skylar Schneider, she's 26. We need to mention Skylar because she's been.
Yeah.
Only 26, but she's been a good 10 years at the pro level. Yes, she was probably 16. Great fast finisher. Yeah. On a stage at the International Lotto Touring Ladies Tour back in 2017, so 7 years ago. She's still a teenager then.
Yeah, as a junior worlds, what was her best finish? It didn't do in Qatar. I thought she did really well in Qatar.
doesn't up on Palmares here. She's on the road race in Pan Am Games just last year.
Yeah. And she I think with her sister they own a bread shop in Wisconsin. It's a bakery it specializes in bread. So she's got other things going already. So a junior world road race, 2nd place in 2016. I remember having a good finish. Oh, you're cut out. I can't hear you now.
Good memory. We got to wrap it up. You got work to do. I got a trip coming up, but we'll be hanging tight to see what happens this Vuelta and catch up with everything else. And get together again sometime, I hope soon.
All right. Safe travels, Dean.
All right. Thanks, Renee. Bye now.
Yeah.